Follow the money. That's what I always say. You always follow the money. Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Pauly Howard on VSiN. The good.
Pretty good. I'm feeling pretty good.
The bad.
I've had it with this job. Got no food, got no jobs. Our pets' heads are falling off.
And the ugly.
First of all, that's horrible.
Well, that was the worst piece of crap I've ever seen.
All right, here we go to begin and welcome into the new hour here on Follow the Money, VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. A lot of this, I think, comes down to like expectations that I might personally have for some of these players or the teams, and you got to give it up for Sam Darnold, new quarterback in Minnesota. One game in, Kevin O'Connell has worked well with quarterbacks in previous years. 19-24, 208, 2 touchdowns, and set the tone, made strong passes, looked good doing so. I mocked him on the air yesterday with Stormy and Rich live in studio here. I had the Giants on one of my Survivor tickets. Set it on fire at halftime. He went there, and I said on the air, how is he possibly favored on the road against any team in football? And he looked really, really good. So tip of the cap to him and also KOC for making it work in week 1 of the season. And the same thing must be said for Derek Carr. Keep him clean. He can play well, and he did just that. Again, Carolina had no pressure on Derek Carr yesterday, pretty much the entire game, and he finished with a strong game overall. 140 plus with the rating out of Derek Carr. So you keep him clean in the pocket. He can make plays. They're weapons. All right, I guess, overall in offense. And he made it work for week 1. So tip of the cap for both of those quarterbacks in week 1.
My good, the SEC. How many teams are going to make the playoff? In the AP poll, 6 of the top 7 teams in the country are from the SEC. Georgia destroys Clemson. Texas destroys Michigan. Ole Miss looks great. I know they haven't played anybody. Tennessee beats NC State 51-10. Oh, Alabama's still sitting there too. And you got Missouri, which they shouldn't be 6, but Missouri has a test taken on BC as well. You want to go over under 4?
Have you looked lately? It was 4.5 minus 160 over.
Wow.
We're getting 5?
Yeah. Tennessee, easy schedule. Missouri, easy schedule. Georgia's sick. Texas might be the second best team in the country. You love Ole Miss.
Yeah, can a 9-3 SEC team get in?
Absolutely. Sure.
Well, if you're that confident, then you have to bet over 4.5.
I think 5.5. What's that price? Give me a 5.5.
Oh, look.
With that Notre Dame out, how many the ACC going to get? It's ridiculous how deep this conference is.
Oh, you think Notre Dame's out no matter what?
Well, it's not. Certainly 10-2 is not going to get it done.
No, can't.
What a start to the season. The NFL and also the college. How about the upsets this weekend in college football? Notre Dame goes down 22-1. Oregon, life and death again for the second week in a row. What happened in the FCS with all the upsets? South Carolina looked like trash. They beat Kentucky. I mean, it took me 10 minutes just to run down all the upsets this past weekend in college football. BYU beats SMU. Nobody's safe. What's going on already? It's been a great start to the season. And also my good Clint Kubiak. You mentioned it. Kept Carr clean, the new OC with the Saints. Take shots down the field and put up a ton of points and then put it on cruise control in the fourth quarter. My bad. There'll be a couple things here with the Raiders, but I'm just going to focus on the offense. And talk at Raider fans, Steve Cohen, I feel your pain. Maybe you could have used Carr. But you have all these weapons and you can't get him the ball. And again, with Getsy, all these OCs, the scheme stinks. Minshew with the stupid fumble. You have Bowers. You have Adams. You have May. Why are you taking all these guys' offense, first-round picks, and you have Garoppolo, Minshew, O'Connell? Nobody can get them the ball. I said in the summer, if Brady comes out of the booth right now, they win 10 games.
You know who they remind me of now? They remind me of Atlanta last year.
Yes. It was just, that game was terrible to watch.
Yep.
It was an in-play dream, but it's like I cannot believe Minshew's a veteran in this league, that fumble that he had. They're driving there at midfield, and it leads to gimme points the other way for the Chargers. And also, my bad, Atlanta and Cousins. So here are the numbers. When they went on a shotgun, they passed every single time. When they went on the pistol formation, they ran it 81% of the time. Not once. There wasn't one play action fake. Not one play action fake. He can't move. They know it. He's compromised. Oof. They're looking at 0-3, and they got to fix it and get it corrected in a hurry. There's so many weapons on this team. And his 2 interceptions were ridiculous as well.
I'll give you this.
They gave that game away.
Under the radar injury that took place weeks ago in the preseason, Rondale Moore out for the year. They brought him in, Mooney in, tag teaming them with Drake London.
Mooney, London, Pitts, touchdown, Robinson.
I bet a little Michael Penix preseason 80-1 rookie of the year with this scenario.
Well,
can't play, hurt again, whatever. Get him out. Penix can get these guys the ball. You're right, because they have Philly on deck and then the Chiefs. But we knew this, right? Those were 3 losable games for the Falcons. We knew that when the schedule came out.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
That one's tough, though. 10 points, it's the same crap.
I'll expand, and we could do this for the entire show. The bad has to be, I said this many times, I really like the Raiders.
How is he not ugly?
Because I got something I think that was actually uglier.
All right, go ahead.
But, so I wanted to bet them to make the playoffs. I wanted to bet them over their win total 6.5, but I kept saying this over and over and over again. I can't do it because Antonio Pierce, I know this is going to cost them a couple of games. They're down 16-10. The situation, Raiders with the ball, 4th and 1, Chargers 43-yard line, 7:15 to play in the game. The decision, Pierce punts. The response, Chargers 92 yards, 8 plays, game-winning touchdown. How do you punt there? How in 2024 with all these numbers and analytics, how do you possibly punt there?
Can I step in?
Of course.
It was the most cowardly punt by surrender index since 1999. In the last
only 25 years.
Okay, I believe this and I know I'm right. Everyone watching the game and everyone in the stadium, the only guy who would have punted was that guy.
Oh, I firmly believe that.
Okay? And you go back, the last 64 instances when that scenario played out, a team was down a touchdown, 4th and 1 at the opponent's 4. 63 of the 64 times the coach went for it. And then he comes out with that crap after the game and says momentum. So if you get a stop, you're going to get the ball back in the same spot.
Yep.
And he also kicked a field goal, 4th and inches, in the red zone. This guy.
And this is what happens, by the way, when ownership listens to the players. Oh, Devontae Adams wants to go in a different direction. He wants to get traded potentially if we don't, keep him as our head coach. Good luck with that. Also, it's time to end the Daniel Jones experiment. I don't know how he plays in week 2, other than if you just remove the money. $40 million a year. What a contract. 4 years, $160 million. If you remove the money, how could you possibly make the case for Danny Jones to start again? You can't. There's no way. You can't say anything to me that convinces me he should play again.
Yep.
Deshaun Watson should play again this upcoming week. And I know he's the number 1 overall pick, and Andy Dalton's a backup. Bryce Young, one of the worst picks of all time at this point. Mm-hmm. How was he not?
Mm-hmm. What you had to give up, no doubt. Can't play, and you had to give up that haul.
So here's why I couldn't go Pierce with my ugly. I think this was the most important sequence of any game, and I'll run it down for you. Okay. Jacksonville, final couple minutes, 3rd quarter, 17-7 lead, took over with a 1st and 10 at their own 3-yard line. They moved 94 yards in 6 plays. Etienne fumbled at the goal line. He's going to go across and score another touchdown. The very next play, 80-yard strike to Tyreek Hill. You move ahead 2 minutes to the end of the 3rd quarter, start of the 4th quarter. It's 4th and 1. Peterson has time to think about it. If you're going to go for it at your own 32-yard line, that's fine. The problem
is... It was 32?
32 or 30. Yeah, he went for it. Yeah. So, problem there anyway. But it's the play design again and the play call. You give it to Etienne. He's 5 yards in the backfield around the edge. The Dolphins players snipped this out from the get-go, and it had no chance to go anywhere. And it didn't, and that's how you lost the game. And that, to me, I thank God they covered because I had them plus 3.5 in the contest. That's the most ugliest sequence. The ugliest play, all you have to say is the Will Levis pick 6. I can't, I'm speechless over how bad it was. He's going to the ground and he flicks it. Like this.
Nothing on the ball. Can't get anything on it.
Thinking in his head, maybe I can make a play here?
Mitch, he puts mayo in his coffee. I mean, what?
Sorry, that's my ugly.
Get that. Very good. Very good. I got to play the hits. I have to go with the obvious quickly. Watson, just how bad this was. Watson, 2 of 11, passes 10-plus yards. Didn't complete a pass first 2 quarters over 15 yards. Everything he did was garbage time. And then if you look at it, I don't know if you guys can put it up. Bill Barnwell tweeted out the pass chart in the first half. Everything is within 2 yards. What are we doing? I just watched this offense with Flacco last year. It was an aerial circus. Everything's 2 yards. And it's the worst contract in the history of sports. Untradeable, uncuttable.
Unless there's something
off the field.
We have breaking news about an hour and a half ago.
So bad.
He's getting sued again This just came down. And if that happens, there's a chance here where Cleveland can let him go.
And it was always rough when, first day at school, don't want to get picked on. It's always rough when it's your first day at the new job. He's the GOAT, no doubt. He works hard. He's going to get fueled by the negativity and the reviews. I cannot believe Tom Brady couldn't put together sentences and was nervous. I was stunned. He was that bad. I couldn't believe it. Because he was doing work with, and they were doing other games with Burkhardt, and it was,
It'll get there.
It will.
It was a very shaky debut.
I cannot believe a guy who was married to a supermodel and with all that confidence was nervous. That's my ugly.
Yeah, I don't disagree. Very rough beginning for him. But he's going to work his ass off at it.
No doubt.
And I think that he probably didn't sleep last night. He probably knows it did not go well. And he is going to work and be a machine, and he'll come out and he'll be a lot better as a broadcaster. That will happen. Paid him a lot of money.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. A lot of money.
My biggest issue is, do you know what I'm saying, though? The commercials that are still playing. Nobody gave you a chance, Tom. Everybody gave up on you at Michigan. And then when you're drafted by the Patriots. And
I got you. Did you see what Drew Bledsoe said?
He's awesome during the roast, but no, I missed it.
Oh. Awesome comment.
Save it then. Save it.
Oh, yeah.
Save it. Because I don't know. I'm going to go in fresh with this.
Okay.
I want to know what Bledsoe said about Brady. And more week 2 numbers coming up. I could be wrong, but you have to believe the point spread will only go up between these two teams.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
All right. We've been waiting for it now. You said you couldn't believe what Drew Bledsoe said about Tom Brady.
Well,
what is it?
Well, listen. Tony Romo, this is true. The minute that he became quarterback, he became pretty big in his own mind. He was no longer the curious, inquisitive guy. That was the difference between him and Brady. All of a sudden, Romo was the guy that had all the answers. Brady was still asking questions, and that's why Brady's going to get this fixed with the broadcast.
He will.
He got to go after Romo. He took Romo down. He's looking at the camera. He goes, and this is true, Tony.
Is that what he said?
Oh, yeah.
Was he drinking some of his wine?
Probably. Pops, maybe. Who knows? Oh, incredible takedown from Bledsoe. Incredible. Wow. It's good. Good comment.
How about this?
That freezing take, right? The good one with Romo, hot take, but freezing take, Caleb Williams to Torrey Taylor, the punter. Yeah, you're not going to see a lot of action. Oops. 6 punts out there. Yeah. 6 punts already.
Can you see your receivers, Caleb? Can you get him the ball?
Yeah.
Can you design a better game plan maybe going into it as well? By the way, maybe the most alarming thing about that performance, who's Tennessee?
That's a bad defense.
Yes, it is.
I know.
So major cause for concern with this Bears outfit. Hence that, the Texans moved from 3.5 to 6.5 on Sunday night.
So Detroit now minus 130 to win the division. The big win in overtime. The huge injury to Love. And we said, well, Packers don't get off to a slow start. That thing's backloaded. The Green Bay Packers to make the playoffs are plus 180 now.
To make.
Yes is plus 180.
Oh. I'll have a bet involving the Lions that pays 3-1 coming up in pocket. Did you make a bet on the Lions?
Lions? I was looking at it before the show. Lions, Niners, Eagles, Chiefs pays almost 6-1. But
who ruins that division parlay? Eagles? Cowboys? Can they beat them?
Puka out a month now.
Had to come. Man.
I'm not going to give Dallas too much credit for what happened.
Okay.
They look good, but it was, come on.
Okay. Now, what do you make of this number? Week 2, as we continue going down all the numbers on the board here for the next week in the NFL. It hasn't even moved yet. It's still 2.5. Giants at the Commanders. Washington's laying 2 here at Circa. Other spots, 2.5.
What's the problem?
I have a major problem with the Giants.
Oh. Well, you got carved up by Baker Mayfield, who threw for 4 touchdowns.
Looked like a Hall of Famer.
And 300 yards. The Browns would love to have him. And you also, you couldn't move the ball for the most part against Tampa, who lost 3 guys during the game on defense. And that was also a Mickey Mouse play calling job.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. How these coaches treated Daniels, Nix, and Williams was ridiculous. Throw it down the field. You're not doing them any favors. So I went through the history earlier, and I'll share it with you again in a second. But that's a tough game, Mitch. And I know Chris Felica is celebrating because if he's looking at this like the Giants could start 0-7, 0-8. And this is the big one here. But nothing's changed from a defensive standpoint.
Why is he celebrating about it?
He has that bet, like last winless and all that.
Oh, he does. He has the Giants.
He's got his
Okay.
fingers crossed. He's thinking, I got this. If the Giants can lose this game, he's thinking the Giants are going to be 0-7, 0-6 because the Patriots shocked the world.
Here, I'll bring this up one more time again about the market.
Huh?
So Washington took money against Tampa.
Yeah, outrageous. Yeah.
Okay, but they're not going to take money again this week against maybe the worst team in football? I'm going to have to bet Washington this week. And so, also, this is me, a guy who has Washington over 6.5 wins, and I think the Giants could be right there with Carolina, among others, as the worst team in football. I like their defensive line, and there's nothing else to like.
Right. Well, I like that Daniels at least got in there a couple times rushing.
Sure.
And he's going to be a big weapon rushing.
But they allowed Aaron Jones to rush 14 times for 94 yards.
Okay.
So Washington on the ground maybe this game?
Yeah. And again, since he signed the $160 million deal, Danny Dimes, 3 pick-6s and only 2 touchdowns. And you see Neighbors after the game? Oh, he's a prickly pear too. And he'll tell you what's on his mind. I got to do my job. I'm getting open. I mean, that's not going to end well either. But again, Elway, 1 of 8, interception. Montana, 5 of 12, 36 yards. Ben Roethlisberger, 12 of 20, 2 interceptions. Peyton Manning, 3 interceptions. Troy Aikman, 17 of 35, shutout. Going to be a struggle, but it's going to take time, but they'll be okay.
What did you lay with Seattle and New England last week?
3. Yeah, I laid
3.
3. Yeah, 3. There was 2.5s available, got up to 4, and then it's 3 right now. So I have no problem coming right back with Seattle. It was just a fluky game where the safeties and Geno gets picked in his own territory. They did a good job defensively. I'm with you. I couldn't believe the stat line on Knicks. But the weapons are there. They didn't even really get the ball to DK Metcalf.
No, they didn't.
And the rushing game was fantastic. New England did nothing other than, I can't believe Cincinnati couldn't shut down the rushing attack, considering New England has a bad offensive line. But, Brissett surprised me a little bit with what he did with his feet. I know Mayo said that on WEI today as well. I have no problem taking the Seahawks here on the road.
How about this? The Bengals in that game had 48 plays. They ran 48 plays the entire game. Patriots had the ball for 64 plays. So I think that's just a combination of, the strength of the Patriots will in fact be the defense. Brissett did nothing in that game. He was 15 of 24 for $121. No. And that was it. Stevenson is a good back. Yeah. But I do like the Seattle defense overall. So that's the strength, the defense overall. But also you combine that with Burrow, your point earlier, Zach Taylor, really?
Atrocious.
So
unacceptable.
Plus
1-8 the first 2 weeks? Yeah. Come on.
Plus I like what Nick Bogdanovich said today when he was leaving the studio. He's like, all these teams that go through the holdouts, right? And players who either want more money or then they get banged up, like the combination there with T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. His example was tonight. That's part of the reason why he likes the Jets. Now, obviously, both Trent Williams and Ayuk are back, but it's like it took forever. Neither guy wanted to be there. And so maybe they slow starts. Certainly that's the case for the Bengals with this history now in the first couple of weeks of the season. They just terrible job by Zach Taylor getting the team ready to play over and over and over again. They went to Dallas a couple of years ago playing
Cooper Rush.
It was a huge favorite. The Cowboys had nothing in that game.
It's one thing to be 1-8. It's another one to lose to Trubisky, Rush, Brissett, Fields, and Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah.
Unacceptable.
And how about now this Baltimore game at home against the Raiders that also shot up. But I wanted nothing to do with 7.5 with the Raiders. It did touch 10. In fact, there's still a spot here in Vegas where it's 10. Other spots have it 9, 9.5.
Here's your big survivor play. The Ravens with the close loss, the extra time to rest, the dumpster fire that the Raiders were on offense. I know you're going to come back, and I said it last week about the Ravens' offensive line is going to have a ton of issues with Crosby and Wilkins. Well, Joe Alt did a great job on them, but certainly the Ravens don't have Joe Alt. But I think the Ravens and Harbaugh, a good coach, extra time to clean this up, fix it. Also, the illegal formation penalties, and I don't know what Well, I don't know what Minshew's going to be able to do. He went in there last year and won in the rain in overtime. But that was also Shane Steichen, who I trust a lot more than Getsy.
Exactly where I was going to go with this.
I just...
Look at the difference in some of these coaches.
It's vomit-inducing. You should have kept Garoppolo if you bring in O'Connell and then bring in Minshew and then you were running yesterday.
Paul, all I need is one game. All I need was one game by the Raiders with Gardner Minshew to know exactly how good of a coach Shane Steichen is. That's all I need.
Yep.
Right? Steichen was, a fourth down play away from making the playoffs, winning that division a year ago and beating Houston in the final week of the season. And he was making it work with this guy for the entire year. He comes over to the Raiders, and now you're going to go from Steichen, who's awesome offensively, to a guy like Antonio Pierce, who 4th and 1, down by 6, 7 minutes to play. Now we got to punt. It's about momentum in the game. We can't possibly go for it here. That's night and day stuff that we're talking about.
Yep. That's big, because when it's 4th and 4 at his own, at the opponent's 38 and the opponent's 42, Harbaugh's going to go for it, and they're going to pick it up.
Yep.
And the other guy's going to be punting.
So we almost had total Armageddon in week 1 of Survivor. Mm-hmm. Bengals go down. They were on here at circa 34.3% of the entries, 14,206 people in it overall. The Seahawks were losing for a lot of that game.
Bills were down 14.
Bills were very lucky to win that game.
Yeah.
So a combination of those two, or if all three go down, you're talking about 10,000 entries out of the contest.
Imagine that.
You're talking about 60% of the entries are going to be gone.
Yep.
If they all go down.
Bears should have lost. Another one. It's always interesting to see. Hey, and I set the number at 45.5. 45 no picks. Can't wait to talk to Derek Stevens tomorrow.
I took under. Another lunch you owe me.
Okay. Oh,
yep.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Ah, damn. So Derek Stevens in the studio tomorrow, and he saw all the text messages and the reasons to Jeff Benson of why I couldn't get the pick in. I can't wait. That's got to be in the documentary. What happened?
Has to be.
He saw all the reasons. Some people weren't happy. It's on you, buddy.
I love the tweet that they sent out.
Oh, it was so good.
You can't get it in for any reason whatsoever, and they're running down everything they've heard, and one of them's like, having a baby? Congratulations. Sorry, we're not making it up. You can't. 4 o'clock comes Pacific time, you don't get your pick in, you're done. You're shot for that week.
Yep. Forgot the password? Okay. I was injured in the hospital? No dice. I didn't know? Alarm clock, battery, car not working? Sorry. Can't do it. It's 401? It's only 401. Sorry. 45 people set $1,000 on fire.
Monday Night Football tonight. I was surprised to see that Aaron Rodgers has not done this in a game since 2021.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Capping off week 1 tonight with a very good, on paper anyway, Monday Night Football contest in San Francisco. The 49ers now pegged as a 4.5 point favorite against the New York Jets. Total is 43. I'm on the Jets plus 4.5. A couple of different contests out here in Las Vegas. I also have them to round off a parlay. I put in a money line parlay on the Jets and USC when they played LSU. Played LSU. That pays 6-1 around that number. So I said this earlier in the show. Here's what I want to happen again. Hopefully they get out to like a 10-0 lead. I can come back and grab a better number on the 49ers plus some points. Go for a middle spot tonight. That's the ultimate dream scenario for me in this game. Rodgers, I was looking around. Most passing yards in any game that he had in 2022. Of course, didn't play last year. He played all 17 games. He never broke 300 yards passing in 2022. And the last time he threw for 300 yards in a game, it was 45-30, the game against the Bears on December 12th, 2021.
Wow.
His prop tonight, 235.5 yards passing. He went over that number only 5 times in his last full year of action with Green Bay. That one really blew me away. Only 5 times he could hit 235? Would you not have guessed more than that?
Yes, I would. No doubt. I'm a little scared, too, based on what I saw out of Kirk Cousins. This guy have any mobility? I mean, what's he going to look like? And I don't hear about how great he looks at camp or practice.
Neither do I.
He's $1.40 to throw for 225 yards. Breece Hall's $1.40 to have 60 yards rushing. He's 4-1 to have 100 yards rushing. Wilson is $1.15 to have 70 yards. Mike Williams is $1.25 to have 25 yards receiving.
Well, I wish I could rely on him.
I don't know. Quick pick, Wimpy. Jets win. Rodgers over 1.5 touchdown passes. Breece Hall, 100 yards rushing and receiving combined. Wilson, 100 yards receiving, 20-1. Big boy.
That's your big boy.
All right, quick pick, 4-1. McCaffrey, 20 yards receiving. Hall, 20 yards receiving. Debo, 20 yards rushing. Quick pick pays 4-1. I like no score, first 5.5 minutes. I like opening kickoff touchback, yes, minus 150. I played that. I played longest touchdown under. I bet no defensive and special teams touchdown minus 280 straight. I have that parlay in rather with the Sunday night game as well. Tough game, though, as far as the number coming down on the total, down to 43.5 and 43 now. And then the support with the Jets. It's going to be tough with the battle of the O-lines and the battle up front. Someone had to take the blame and a fall guy for what happened in the Super Bowl. That guy was Wilkes. And the 49ers bringing a new defensive coordinator. I don't think they'll get much of a pass rush going tonight. I think the Jets' offensive line will hold up. I love Breece Hall. And the fact that on a pitch count last year, he still had almost 1,000 yards rushing and almost 500 receiving. Love his game. And then the relationship and the connection and chemistry that Rodgers has with Wilson. And then I get Williams thrown in there as well. It's a nasty defense that was number 2 against the pass, so you couldn't do anything on them through the air. But they struggled against the run, and they were 25th against the run. What does that mean with Shanahan and coming out here with Debo and also McCaffrey and a little bit compromised McCaffrey, and then the situation with Williams as well. Tough game. Also with Ayuk. He was going to Pittsburgh. It was done. I had to change my mind. I'll stay here. Shanahan gave him the ultimatum. So his time in and out and not practicing. Tough game.
Are we going to get some points tonight?
I don't know.
Total's 43.
It's a tough call. I don't know. I wouldn't fall out. If it's 16-10, it wouldn't shock me. You're still concerned about the Ravens debacle with Purdy and what happened there because this Jets defense is so good and how they were so ferocious and unstoppable against the pass. And just the boost you get from having Rodgers in there, knowing the crap you had to sit through last year. Wilson, Simeon, Boyle, whatever, and you still won 7 games.
I'm looking right now.
Favorites to win the division for a reason. Haven't made the playoffs since 2010. Let's get it done.
So I'll use 3 different sets of rankings here to go over units, right? Mike Clay, ESPN, Warren Sharp, and Pro Football Focus. I looked at, this goes back to the summertime when I was making future bets, right? Every single one of them high on the Jets offensive line. Mike Clay has them ranked 5th. Warren Sharp 6th. That's a big leap from what they had last year. When you look at the D-line, or the front 7, Pro Football Focus has the D-line number 1 overall. Warren Sharp, front 7, 4th best in the entire league. Off-ball linebackers, Mike Clay, 4th overall. Pro Football Focus 1st. Cornerbacks and secondary, Pro Football Focus ranks him number 1 overall. Warren Sharp, 2nd best secondary. Mike Clay, best set of cornerbacks. They're really that good? Well, that to me equals the best defense in football then.
Yeah.
So, again, every single level is stout. Going to be difficult for any team basically to get stuff going against them. How about Brock Purdy to throw an INT tonight?
Yes, I like that. $1.15?
Yeah, in that range.
Okay.
I can give you this too. So Friday night, the game had a ton of points in Brazil. That total was much higher than this one by a good touchdown. Reed scored multiple touchdowns, as did Saquon Barkley. These crazy same-game parlays that pop during primetime games.
Oh, yeah.
What do you make? This pays 33-1. Can Breece Hall and McCaffrey each score 2 touchdowns tonight?
Yes.
That pays 33-1.
Yeah.
This stuff has never even been available in Las Vegas until this year. So we rarely even discuss this kind of stuff.
No, this is great.
Difficult to hit, but
I couldn't believe this weekend. The stuff that's so good. Like I had a couple parlays. Will team A, B, and C first drive result in a punt? Then you got Richardson touchdown, Daniels touchdown, Moss touchdown.
Uh-huh.
That hit. I mean, there's so much stuff you can do. You won't believe these quick picks and odds booster. They're like, these books offer like 50 quick picks in NFL alone.
Right. Oh yeah.
It's you're right. It's nuts. But I can't lay $1.80 on McCaffrey to score a touchdown.
No, I'm not going to do that.
Come on.
Could you? Now the price is going up right now. On I'm seeing Breece Hall as high as plus 130 to score a touchdown. Plus 130.
Yeah, I don't think that's enough. I think we're getting into home run. Guy at a home run, yes, no stuff now. Like, right? Should like Alvarez be plus 220 to hit a home run? Should Aaron Judge and Ohtani be 2-1 to hit home runs?
I think it's more difficult to hit a home run and score a touchdown now.
Oh, yeah. But that's kind of funky, too, about are they inside the 5? Does he look to Wilson? I think he's going to Wilson. What's Wilson?
Wilson's plus 165 right now in that range.
I'd rather have that. But I'd like to do better than that, too. But that's...
Yeah. I just don't know how many touchdowns we're going to get in this game tonight with a total of 43. Their defense is really good. Purdy, again, good to go back to your point about the Ravens game, and I think he's going to maybe struggle a little bit tonight. Oh, by the way, Williams and Ayuk, everybody knows their two situations getting extremely late into camp or with the team anyway. And then, I mean, the Rodgers thing, been out for, full year. What's he going to look like coming off the injury? So I actually, like, first touchdown, I wouldn't be, well, I know that you don't have this, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's a defensive touchdown tonight for the first one scored in the game. Some overall rust that you have,
Okay, how about the pressure on Shanahan and Lynch? You haven't won a Super Bowl since 1994. That's not on them, but this is. Lost in the Super Bowl in 2019, lost in the NFC title game, lost in the NFC title game, lost in the Super Bowl. If not now, when?
Well, this is it for their window, isn't it?
I would think. You're running out of time.
I bet them as if this is, in fact, their window is done. I have their win total under, and I have the Lions every which way but loose to win that conference and win the Super Bowl. So I think their window is done. I could be wrong on that, though.
Right, but they got lucky here with the Ayuk and the Williams situation.
I'd say.
And you're right. You took a bad beat there. Pearsall doesn't get shot. Williams is still probably out.
Could be.
That's what he said.
Oh, boy, I just found Brock Purdy minus 106 to throw an INT.
Yeah.
I'm playing that. I got to bet that.
I don't know. Maybe he just comes in and just he's a lunatic, right? He just bulletin board material and files everything away, and I'll prove you wrong. Green Bay thought I was cooked. They take Love, MVP, right? And you're going one seed, whatever. And now it's like, okay, you counted me out. Achilles, and here he comes back. You said I've done it, I don't have anything left, and I'm going to show you in my workout routine, and maybe he comes out 300 yards, a couple touchdowns. But I can't get the Cousins thing out of my mind. This age, with that injury, the significance of the injury and his age, and Cousins couldn't move. Rodgers had more time, but I don't know. I got to see it if the O-line can protect them as well and keep them clean. But I think they will.
That's total key to the game.
Yeah, it is.
Because the thing that we saw yesterday with Cousins, okay, number one, he couldn't move. Number two, they're supposed to have a really good offensive line. They were dominated by the Steelers' front. So if the Jets' O-line tonight gets dominated in similar fashion, it's not going to look pretty for Aaron Rodgers.
Well, here's where you have to give Shanahan a ton of credit, too. Remember what happened last year? Week 1? Bam. Embarrassed the Steelers.
Went to Pittsburgh and killed them.
Embarrassed them. Game over in the second quarter. What a performance. It's a playoff team. I know it was Pickett, but that's where it's kind of hard maybe to get there with the Jets, too. College NFL underway. Never been a better time to become a VSiN Pro subscriber. Make this football season your best ever with full VSiN Pro access. Every best bet, every host, every guest. The betting splits to show you where the money and bets are moving every game. Dog videos. Football season special. Full VSiN Pro access now through the Super Bowl for $175 or the monthly subscription for $9.99. See why VSiN Pro is your ticket to a winning season. Get up there now, VSiN.com/subscribe. VSiN.com/subscribe.
We will get to our in-pocket plays coming up next, what we've added future-wise for this weekend for tonight. And also, man, you know how NFL scoring was down last year, big time across the board? Well, something else was down in week 1 again this season. Something to be alarmed about? I'll tell you the number coming up on Follow the Money. It's VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
To determine the winner of any given college basketball game.
Someone gives you 10,000 to 1 on anything. You take it. Take it. Take it.
I bet you $20 I can get you gambling before the end of the day. No way. I'll give you 3 to 1 odds. Nope. 5 to 1. Nope. 10 to 1. You're out.
Let's recap it, baby. Pretty good weekend. Giants, Vikings under ice cream. Giant home games under. Have been an ATM machine for 5-10 years. That comes in. This was no good. Saints under. I mean, they got it themselves. Even Panthers did nothing. But Carr was great. Kubiak was great, the new OC. That's a loser. No defensive special touchdown parlay Thursday night to start and Friday night winner. Buccaneers lane 4 ice cream. Easy winner against the Commanders. Piece of cake. This one was tough. Angel Reese, 15-plus rebounds. She had 11 early in the fourth quarter. It was a blowout, and then she got hurt, out for the year. But they get to win the next game, and they go over the win total. Great job by the books to pay that out as well. Scotty Tribuco, who we saw earlier, said easy money. Sky over their win total. And the Chicago Sky get there as well. Now we'll see if they can make the playoffs. No defensive or special teams touchdown parlay pending. We got the Sunday night game that's good, and it's tied to tonight's game. That pays $1.20. Let's see if we get it home. To the new stuff as well. I've seen enough, Mitch. I have seen enough. Ohio State to win the Big Ten, plus 110, plus 120. Oregon can't get out of their own way. And Penn State almost lost to Bowling Green, which was, whoo.
That was a really good game, by the way.
It was. I know.
Bowling Green looked good.
They did.
That was not a fluke, and not even like Penn State's fault. Like Bowling Green just looked like they could play.
Yep. I don't understand this price. The Minnesota Twins just got swept.
I'm going to look right now.
The Detroit Tigers are 3.5 back with an easy schedule, and they're 11-1 to make the playoffs. Stranger things have happened. 3.5 back with 3 weeks, and they're all over Baldelli in Minnesota. Ken Ober had a gem going. They took him out in the bullpen, imploded, and they got swept by the Royals. So that is 11-1. Tough loss Friday, but Detroit came back and beat the A's. I like it. I'm on board. And I told you, the Packers could not get off to a slow start. So the horrible news with Love, and again, Malik Willis has never thrown a touchdown in his career, and he started 3 games 2 years ago and didn't throw for 100 yards in any of the games. So Love out at least a month, and there are dogs against the Colts at home. I see a 1-4 start, 1-5 start. October 27th at Jacksonville, Detroit, Chicago, San Francisco, Miami, Detroit, Seattle, New Orleans, Minnesota, Chicago. The Packers to miss the playoffs, minus 220. Giddy up.
I have the Packers winning this weekend.
Hope you're right.
They win the game. So I lost the ladder bets on Khalil Shakir for the Buffalo Bills.
What do you have?
He had 42.
He had a touchdown.
He had 42 yards. So I bet him 50 on up.
I'm sorry. I think 10, 11 guys had a reception in that game.
They did.
Yeah.
They did. So I lost a little bit shy of 2 units there betting him on his player prop. Expected him to have, or to be a more of a focal point of the offense in the passing game in week 1. And by the way, like the game script was there, but he did spread it around a little bit more. So you questioned me during one of the commercial breaks today. You said you think that if Josh Allen and the Bills win 10 games, that's going to be enough for him to win the MVP. I do, because I think he's going to carry the entire team.
Mahomes fatigue. And that's... I
think if the Bills make the playoffs and Josh Allen...
10 wins, is that enough?
Passed and rushed for 45 touchdowns last year. I think people forget about that.
Yeah.
What if he goes over that number this year?
How about Von Tobel's guy? And we're sitting in the next hour with Von Tobel and Humans, and we're going to play Real or Fugazi. Craig Carton steals that too. Hey, this guy's going to, if he stays healthy though, Von Tobel had 30-1. That's a big game Thursday, but I mean, he didn't even play well. He threw for 330.
That's it. I mean, get it to their guys, and they're going to take off. And you want this one game, man. It's very easy to look at the box scores and say, hey, he had a great game. Why not MVP? How about Mayfield, 100-1? What would have to happen there? Division winner, probably 11-12 wins, and like 35 touchdowns to go along with more than 4,000 yards.
Boy, oh boy. A lot would have to happen.
Like
how many games? I completely disagree with Fezzik, who likes the Chiefs under 12.5. They adjusted wins now, Chiefs 12.5. I think they're too good.
The Boise game over, that was a good one. So that was a winner for me over the weekend. Here's what I'm at. I see your Ohio State bet, and I'm going to raise you a little bit. I'll go Lions to win the NFC North, parlayed with Ohio State to win the Big Ten at 3-1. I'm with you too.
I don't like it. I love it.
Oh, you love that parlay?
I love it.
All things considered right now, the Lions to win that division, whew, mamma mia. Mm-hmm. And same thing to be said about Ohio State in the Big Ten. Oregon struggling again, taking money this week up to 16.5 against Oregon State. Okay, Michigan potentially.
I don't get that in a rivalry game. What have they shown you to show that they should take money and you know what they're doing? It's a do theory. Well, now they'll get it fixed. They play Ohio State on deck. I mean,
right.
Coming up.
And a couple bets tonight on the Monday night game. I'm going to go Purdy, INT, shop around. Yes, I found even money. And we'll go Breece Hall anytime touchdown plus 125.
There you go, buddy. Let's do it. It's fun. Great to have it back. We got Skeens. How'd Skeens do? Should Paul Skeens be 280? He struck out a guy in the first inning.
Well, hold on a second here.
I don't know if Paul Skeens.
This is true? Is this verified now? Breaking news. This is from Mike Garofalo. Yep. Okay. So 539,000 followers.
Oh.
Holy smokes. What's going to happen here, folks? A surprise.
My God.
49ers running back Christian McCaffrey is inactive tonight against the Jets. Sources tell me and at Rap Sheet. McCaffrey was listed as questionable after being limited in practice last week with a calf/Achilles injury. McCaffrey had expressed confidence he would play. Breaking news, Mike Garofalo moments ago on X.
First quarter.
What's going to happen now? Get your bets in. Get your bets in on the Jets.
Hey-oh, here we go.
Oh boy, and I bet this earlier today. I forgot to talk about this. We got an email from Troy. How about Jordan Mason anytime touchdown for the 49ers?
Yeah.
7-1.
That
bets are off the board. I bet that Mason at 7-1 for pizza money earlier today.
What's going on here? Come on.
What does that turn into?
The one time you got to make moves fast. You can't. Oh.
Wow. What's going to happen here? Down to, no. Okay. Well, books are taking him off the board the way it seems right now. That's the angle, is that you want to get involved with Jordan Mason as soon as possible. I'm going to see if anything's going to be left up.
Wow, that's big.
Let's see what I can find for you guys right now.
Down to 3.5, 42.5. Down to 3 now. Down to 3.
You want to get, how about no touchdown in the game, 125-1.
How about what's no touchdown first half?
I can never find that.
Evan always gets it. DK has it. He played that several times last year and won. DK has it somewhere. I don't know.
Okay, I just played Jordan Mason 33-1 to score the first touchdown of the game.
Good job.
Let's see what we can find anytime touchdown now in this game.
Well, what do you want? They're going to give the ball to Debo now.
That's a good point.
Debo, Debo was 20, wasn't he 20 years? Where was Debo?
Let's see here.
Debo.
Anytime on Debo is plus 175.
I want the rushing yards over. We're going to get him more involved too, don't you think?
Let me check out first touchdown score for him. Debo here. First touchdown score on Debo Samuel is 8-1 at BetMGM. I don't know if I want to get involved with that. So, yeah, if you're just tuning in again, the breaking news. Mama Mia.
Receptions, receiving. Where's the rushing yards?
And by the way, Ian Rappaport backed that up. Big surprise tonight. No Christian McCaffrey. Wow. Are you serious? A little bit of a difference between doing the afternoon show and morning show, huh?
Come on. It's all right there for the Jets. Come on. Bills have issues. Dolphins weren't impressive. It's right there for you.
DraftKings moved it down to -3.
You know how important? You talked about this. Will Hill has this, right? The last, what's the prop? Last team to get a loss. Last undefeated. Whatever.
Yeah.
What, it was 15-1? What'd he get? Their schedule's a joke after this.
Jordan Mason just moved to 7-1.
Yeah.
For first touchdown score.
Yeah, and then, little Debo. Debo, yeah. How about Debo total yards? Yep.
Oh, my God. Wait a second here. That can't be right. Jordan Mason rushing yards, 111.5. That can't be right. 111.5.
All right.
Oh, it's going haywire. I'm trying to bet under 111.5 right now. It won't take it. It won't even take it in.
Reject. Accept all.
But as soon as you hit the button, it's like,
what are you on?
It's like,
are you on Will Hill? Accept all. Accept all changes. Accept all. Get it in.
This is crazy.
Get it in. Traders. We're coming up next with Matt Humans. We're going to do Real or Fugazi. We're going to preview the game. More news. McCaffrey out. Monday Night Football. Can't wait. A&W for Humans.